Problem is, I just don't know a good strategy in terms of, like, I don't know. Not just... not doing that. Alright. Maybe we can be a little more proactive? I don't know. Yeah. Oh, I missed the punchline last time. I feel really bad. Oh. Well, you're welcome, XL9000. I had a good time writing those. Not really what I'm doing here, so it's a little... No, sorry. No, thank you for bringing that up. Thank you. That's really... I don't know. I was not expecting someone to bring that up. Alright, we got... Gosh, I wish... And there's no sense of how many you have to kill. Okay. And there were more batteries there. That actually went a lot better this time.
Hey, Al. I'm sorry for thinking you were having a psychotic episode, man.
Yeah, you better be sorry.
I sent Barry to the town to ask around about a man fitting the kidnapper's description. He'd go through the archives of the local paper. Perhaps he could learn something. Anything about the island and the cabin that had disappeared. The man wanted a manuscript. I had to try to write him one to get Alice back.
Oh, the page! Ah!
For me, the supernatural had always been nothing but a metaphor for the human psyche, a tool to use in writing fiction. Now, it was happening for real, and I couldn't put a single word on paper.
You know, it's a small nitpick, but the fact that he keeps talking about like he's a horror writer and all his books are marketed as thrillers, I'm pretty sure thrillers are usually books, suspenseful books that don't have supernatural elements to them.
Oh,
Alright, we saw all this last time, but I'll let it play out.
You and Mr. Wake come get them? I live in the trailer park outside the town.
We'll be there
I'm totally not under the control of an evil supernatural force.
Have a great day. Hope you come back soon. Welcome to the old dear diner.
Good girl.
Oh, that's gonna be another forested area we get to go fight through. Yeah.
Come here. Pretty please. Can you tell me where I am?
This song's probably gonna get me another copyright flag.
Won't you say something?
Alright. We're just gonna skip
Previously
that.
on Alan Wake, Alice has been kidnapped.
Okay.
Please help me.
Alice?
You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
I can't tell anyone except my agent Barry.
And he sucks.
Killer. You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head.
The ransom is
Actually, I gotta say at this point, I think Alan might suck worse than Barry.
Just the way it was on that
It's a real tight race though.
dark.
I have found only a few scattered pages.
I want the entire manuscript.
The deadline is in 2 days.
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Good girl.
Great, now's when the sun decides to come out in full force.
How the hell did she get her hands on the manuscript anyway?
I don't know. She's resourceful. I told you were too hard on her. Listen, I
Well, it's
found
okay.
out
Now
all
she's been
sorts
possessed
of
by the
interesting
dark
stuff
presence,
while I was
and
digging around.
we've been informed that that means
Yeah.
they're basically hopeless.
Mr. Wake, it's Sheriff Breaker. We have an FBI agent here, Agent Nightingale.
FBI.
He's anxious to see you. You'd better come to the station.
Okay, I'll be right over, Sheriff. Let's make this quick, huh?
Why are you...
Help you folks? Name's Randolph. I'm the manager.
We're looking for Rose.
Okay.
Works as a waitress down at the diner.
I have back problems.
Nice girl. Who wants to know?
I'm Alan Wake.
What?
The writer, huh? I heard on the radio you were visiting. Well, I'll show you her trailer. That Rose, she's a nice girl. Always pays her rent on time.
As I was saying, Al, I found all sorts of weird stuff from the local newspaper's archives. This place is crazy. Disappearances, mysterious deaths, urban legends come true, and get this, most of this stuff takes place around Cauldron Lake.
Well, you ain't wrong, mister. The Indians thought the lake was a doorway to the underworld. I'm the God-fearing type myself. I don't hold with that sort of thing.
So wait,
Yeah,
the cabin was
okay.
built on Indian... Not
Anyway,
really. No, it wasn't.
There was an island there owned by a guy called Thomas Zane. Now, some of the articles I found about him make him out to be a famous writer, but I ran a bunch of searches, couldn't find a single thing he wrote. Zane was heavily into diving, so much so that the place came to be called Diver's Isle. But the volcano under the lake
there's a
erupted
one
in
guy?
1970, and Zane went down
Oh my
to
god.
the island.
There was a volcano. Well, I'm sure that's nothing supernatural. There's something a little bit cruel about forcing you to follow an NPC who is so slow that they actually have a
It gets
limp.
better. A local girl, Barbara Jagger, drowned in Cauldron Lake just a week earlier. They were lovers.
Ooh.
Sure, Jagger's a local spook story. The Scratching Hag comes for you in the dark. Childish stuff like that.
Anyway, Al, I'm just getting to the best part. All of the articles about this stuff were written by Cynthia Weaver. I asked around, and she's that crazy bag lady you met.
What, the lamp lady? She can be a little loopy, but she's not homeless or anything.
Yeah, anyway.
Why would you call her
she
a
knew
bag
about
lady?
Jagger and Zane before they both died, and she had some kind of a breakdown.
Also, was I supposed to talk to her more? Because I don't understand why Alan would have even mentioned her to Barry. Weird. But hey, we got a backstory. Let's run with it. Those look pretty nice.
Well, mister, this here's Rose's trailer. You mind me asking what you want with her?
We're just here to talk to her, pal.
Wow. Does nobody in this game have like a I don't know. Oh.
Welcome to... Oh dear. Mr. Wake. I'm so glad you're here.
Rose, you have my manuscript?
Oh. Oh yes. Yes. Please, come in.
It's definitely not a trap.
Hey, this is really good.
Rose,
Yes,
my manuscript. I really need it.
I understand. I know what you need. A muse to inspire you.
Oh, for Barry?
Nope.
She doesn't have anything.
Yeah.
Nobody questions the fact that she just hangs out in her rest diner uniform.
Barry! What?
Yeah, you guys deserve to get drugged.
It's coming for you, hiding in my barber's skin. I'm too weak to stop it. You must turn the lights on.
I promised I'd come visit you and your lovely wife. You must finish what you started. I insist.
You must turn the lights on. Turn the light on.
Back to work, boy.
Yeah, I gotta say,
I felt nauseous, hungover. Only anger kept me going.
I can't tell reality from dream anymore, but it seems I have an imaginary editor to help me. She's an old woman in a funeral dress. I call her Barbara Jagger. She's very strict. I'm writing faster and faster. My manuscript is being heavily revised. The edits are getting very aggressive, and each day there's less of me and more of her. I hate it, but I know she's right.
I do really like
She
the cuts.
promises
Okay.
me I can save Alice this way. She knows more of this than I do. About the complex incantation I'm attempting. About this place. She's worked with another writer under similar circumstances, Thomas Zane. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I'm getting close. I can feel it.
Wait, so it didn't start as a horror story? I guess he's not a horror writer, but he was a horror writer for this. And so now we know that the voice in that dream sequence at the beginning was Thomas Zane, and we know that the woman...
took a day for me. I had less than 12 hours left to meet the kidnapper. All I could do was get Barry into the car, work something out once I got on the road. Barry was out of it. He was way too heavy to carry.
Well, at least she seems...
Right. I deserve more money. I'm so handsome.
So are we just gonna leave him alone with the girl who kidnapped him?
Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner.
Oh, yeah, she's not doing well.
What can I get you today? Coffee?
I couldn't work up much hate for Rose. Something had used her to get to me.
You shouldn't have any hate at all, you creep.
First refill is free. Milk and sugar on the counter there. Would you like to hear today's specials? Thank you. Have a nice
My
day.
gun and flashlight were gone. I'd have to find a way to get Barry into the car as quickly as possible. There was no time to waste. Mr. Randolph liked Rose. That little smile she had. How she was still sweet when life had tried so hard to make her bitter. It wasn't any of his business what she did.
Boy, we're getting a really clear picture of what every dude in the town seems to think about Rose.
Looked like trouble. And they'd been in there for hours, way past her normal bedtime.
Oh, what?
To the phone and called the sheriff's station.
He knows what her normal bed... How old is Rose supposed to be? She has her own trailer? But she's, like, treated like she's a child. She has, like, a mobile above her bed. Ugh. I mean, if it's supposed to be weird, that's fine. Like, if it's, the whole game is supposed to be a little bit off. I get that. That's kind of the appeal. But I don't really know what the baseline is. But like I was saying, I do enjoy those cutscenes. They are pretty cool. Guess we're being disempowered here. I'm not sure this game really can support stealth. Alright.
I just stepped outside to catch a breath of fresh air. Let me tell you, the weather's getting heavy.
Real heavy.
Nights like this make me especially glad I'm here talking to you and not home in bed. Once the weather takes a turn like this, I can't sleep at all. It's all tangled bed sheets and dark thoughts.
Okay.
By the occasional plunge into nightmare. Is it just me?
Well, I hope the sound levels are okay. I haven't heard any complaints, and I literally haven't touched anything since yesterday. But I've... that is not necessarily proof against the sound levels getting fun. What is this? Windshield clean. This is just a whole car. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was actually going to end up streaming today. Yesterday went pretty well, but streaming twice on the weekends for that long is kind of a lot. Especially when I don't really... I don't know. Still trying to figure this out. Well, that was a waste of time.
God knows what you've done to that poor girl. This is Agent Nightingale, FBI! Get him up, Hemingway! You're under arrest! You move a muscle, I'll unload right in your goddamn face! Stay right where you are,
Okay, is he referring to two different people when he calls me different, like if you're gonna call me a writer's name, just call me one.
What are? I'm standing right here, you goddamn maniac!
I hated to leave Barry behind, but there was
No,
no way I'd miss my appointment with the kidnapper.
Yeah, you really didn't hate to leave Barry alive. Okay. I don't think this game is really set up for stealth that much, so I think I'm going to try and play this as linearly as possible and not worry too much about, you know, getting off. Oh, and he's already exhausted, so we can't run anymore. Okay.
There he is! Freeze!
Oh, now we're tired again.
Okay, men, keep your eyes peeled. He's gonna try to make it through here. Damn.
Boy, I really hope this is just one of those semi-interactive cutscenes, like, and not something you're actually supposed to be good at dodging. Yeah, I think it probably is. Because we have literally no stealth tools. Game has one system and one system only.
He's gone. Come on, guys. We need to head him off.
For decades, the darkness that wore Barbara Jagger's skin slept fitfully.
Also, why would you name a character Jagger?
Home and prison. It was hungry and in pain.
Unless there's some sort of thing I'm missing where all the characters have last names that are taken from popular rock musicians. That's just distracting.
Terrible taste of power and freedom. The rock stars had stirred it from the deep sleep the poet had sunk it back to in the end. When it sensed the rider on the ferry, it opened its eyes.
Oh. Well, I talked over that, but that's actually interesting. So, the Dark Presence, which is wearing the skin of the writer's girlfriend. Come on. The Dark Presence, which is wearing the skin of the... that's not good. Good thing there's literally no one inside the police car. Okay. Nope, can't go that way. I mean, I guess in theory I should stop and listen to that, but it's just them yelling at each other. Oh, we're already healed? So yeah, that must have been sort of like a semi-interactive cutscene where there was... You could take damage, but you weren't going to get, like... As long as you kept moving and didn't, like, actively try to die, you were going to be okay. Admittedly, we're still trying to escape the police, but... Jogging, jogging, jogging. Oh no. We still don't know how real any of this is.
This horror was everywhere I went, circling me. The cops didn't stand a chance. They were after a writer, not a monster.
Aw, she called me a geek writer. Helicopter, even. Oh, that's not good. We don't have any way of defending ourselves. Wait, we can just... Wow. Kaboom. Earth-shattering kaboom.
This is James. Mulligan, Thornton, come in. Over.
Thornton here. James, we got both Wheeler and Rose in custody. They didn't put up a fight or anything. My name is... Hey, what are you... Come on! Sit down and give me that. James, Mulligan here.
I could see the lights of the radio station in the distance.
Mulligan, over. We got Wheeler and Rose here.
All right. All right. So I guess that's our next location. That's our destination. Yeah, we'll say this game is a little bit soothing. Like, it gets annoying in some of the combat, but it's charming right now. I am not sick of it.
I imagine that the broadcast tower in the distance was part of the local radio station. Maine seemed like a decent guy. Perhaps he could give me directions to the coal mine.
Forgot his last name. Oh, right. I just remembered there is a twist, too, that might explain why the last names are weird.
Unnatural shadows clung to the gate. The darkness that was after me was trying to stop me. I wouldn't get through without a light.
I'm assuming the light's over here? That works. I don't know. Whee! Oh, what if that means we got most of the...
The old generator conked out. I'd have to see if I could fix it and try again.
Okay, so... Alright, it's a timing thing. Aha! Alright, so let's see if we can get to the... Yeah, we want to knock it down. Cool. That was actually pretty cool. Wow, we're down to one viewer who I don't even know is real. Yeah, so I think Sundays are probably going to go the way of... Actually, it might just be that I'm streaming Alan Wake and no one wants to watch it. Maybe I'd be better off trying to build a YouTube audience and then maybe adding a little streaming in later. I don't know. Oh no, another evil gate. Oh. Really evil gate. Okay. I feel a little better now.
It took me a moment to recognize the flashbang grenades. They were an ideal weapon for my situation.
Alan, you don't need to explain everything to me. I do understand how the systems in the game work. A bluey. I assume you just keep using those until you run out of...
And here's another call. You're on KBFFM with Pat Maine. It's Bill Peabody, Pat. What's on your mind?
You gotta stop, man. like how he doesn't, like, throw it. He just sort of, like, lightly tosses it. Like, here, have a grenade. Make yourself at home. Okay, that's gonna be a stash. Yeah, we got enough of these. See, I'm so cool I don't even bother to stop. Oh, okay. Alright. Still would love having a gun. Just a lot of cop cars flying around. Forest full of cop cars is what it is. God bless that little duck he does. Kaboom!
I hope Maine could lend me a car to get to the coal mine.
Oh, why, hello, Lorna. What do you have for us?
That rules. I love that poster. Let me just bust in while you're recording. Come on.
Well, thank you very much for that compassionate viewpoint, Lorna. Oh, here's a little surprise. The famous writer Alan Wake just walked in. Folks, I'm going to see if I can talk him into an interview.
Come on in, Mr. Wake.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so glad you
Points to you, game. That was more clever than I thought you'd be. Oh my god. Stop using different writers' names. Just pick one.
Cool your jets, Nightingale. We got him.
Wow.
What the hell's the matter with you? There's a civilian in there.
This guy sucks. I mean, I thought his name was bad, but...
I'll get you yet, even if it kills me, you hear me?
And your little dog, too.
I had fallen off so many cliffs it was ridiculous. That's what you get for naming a book The Sudden Stop. It was probably good I hadn't had the chance to tell Maine where I was going. I'd have to lose the cops and find my own way to the mine. Nightingale stared through the broken studio window into the dark woods. He turned around, started to walk out, but Maine grabbed his arm. "Young man, you almost shot me. You don't shoot off rounds at people like that. What's the matter with you?" Nightingale shook his arm free, marched out. His cheeks burned with rage and humiliation.
I feel like we've gotten most of those pages. Ah, okay. And I hope that means we get our... Oh. Okay. Hello. Yeah. All right, now we're back in business. Wait, is this... Oh, no, we're going the right direction. I hope. So much woods.
There was no sensible reason for the power company work lights to be here. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like me to use.
Yeah, I know that. You could come up with a different... Oh, are we setting up this area for a boss fight or something? Well, it's getting spooky, so probably. Uh-oh. Holy guacamole. Okay. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Dang. Alright. Well, that's what triggers it, so that was probably dumb to come in here first. Yep. Okay. Ah! Wow. Okay, then. Wrong side. Alright, let's do this again. Okay. Ooh. I just need to play a little bit better. Our health isn't great, though. Yeah, this was a mistake streaming today.
Sarah trusted her gut, and her gut said Agent Nightingale was an asshole. He felt wrong, and it wasn't just the smell of stale booze. It was in the
It
way
was
he
also
flashed
the
his
endless,
badge,
terrible
the rank,
jokes.
the look in his eyes when he wanted answers. Where was Alan Wake? What was this about an accident? Where was his wife?
Yeah, I can't really get over how bad it is to have him use a different writer's name every time he calls at you. It's stupid. The whole point of use like it just it's not good. Maybe we can heal up here. I hear the train a-coming.
Hello?
The most stubborn man I've ever met.
Alice? Alice?
Alan, I'm so afraid. It keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Alan, and it's not you. Something else. Looking out from behind your eyes.
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
The connection had been terrible, but that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She sounded wrong somehow, but she had called me.
For a good time call. Oh, I already made the I can call you Betty, you can call me Al joke last time, didn't I? Excuse me. Well, we have resources. That's something.
The pipe wrenched itself loose from the bridge's steel framework. Wrapped in darkness, it floated in midair, twitching. For a moment, I didn't understand what I was looking at. The heavy object lurched at me with impossible force. I threw myself out of the way, but just barely. When I turned my flashlight on it, it shook in a dark rage, before it flew at me again.
Well, the dodging system in this game is so good that means I have something to look forward to.
I could see a railway bridge up ahead, and a warehouse of some
This
sort
isn't
in the
radio,
opposite shore.
Alan. We can see it.
I hoped I could find a car from there.
You know, I know we're doing this to save his wife, and I'm starting to wonder, why would his wife actually put up with this? Again, I forget which button is which. Okay. Where's the fabled metal pipe?
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
What does this remind me of? Okay. Ah. Okay. Wow. Well, that was clumsy and awkward.
I could find a car from there.
Yeah, this is kind of a massive bummer, isn't it?
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
All right.
What the?
How do we... Alright. Ah! Good lord. Ah, okay. Have I mentioned how much I love this game's robust dodge system? Yeah.
I slammed the door shut right in his smug face. He pleaded for me to open the door. True to form, the asshole actually thought I would obey. I had no sympathy left.
See, they call the Agent Nightingale asshole again. Clearly, we know who he means.
I bet I had a smile on my face.
Unless it's not actually the Agent.
Time for. The dark presence was inside the lodge with me. As a teenager, just starting to get interested in writing. Stephen King had been a source of inspiration.
You get his name out of your mouth.
I thought about all the inanimate objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
If there's a downside to having a heavy-duty flashlight, because if not, I will enjoy the heavy-duty flashlight. Yeah, okay, we're still... Oh, wow, okay. Oh, I think I used a... didn't mean to do that, but I used a flashbang, so that's cool. Gotta get my coffee. Yeah, I think going forward, what I'll probably do is I need to make sure that I play games before I stream them, I think. Unless it's like gets to the point where I start streaming things more. Which, at this point, I don't think I'm going to do. Because it gets a little bit of a group, but it's also not going to be a focus, and it takes up a lot of time. Like, if it actually is somebody watching this, I'm not trying to insult you, and I appreciate that you're watching, but it does kind of feel kind of like a bummer. And it's, you know, eating up my Sunday. I probably... this is... Ah! Yeah, this time could have been... I could have recorded the Tuesdays... I could have recorded Tuesday's Dark Souls. I could actually do other things. Yeah, so this was a mistake. Yeah, I know. That's the entire premise of the game. Hey. Yeah, so far at least, the heavy-duty flashlight doesn't seem to be...
We take the facts of our existence
for God.
granted, unaware that they are merely a thin veneer of desperate self-delusion, covering a vast cosmos of madness and horror. All too often, the stars are right. In Night Springs.
Working on my Night Springs.
Tonight's episode, a family occasion. Journalist Alvin Derleth's trip to study the local customs of an insular community in Night Springs has been less than successful. Until tonight.
Well, I'm glad you changed your minds about this. Ancient customs, local mythology. My editor loves this kind of stuff.
Well, Mr. Derleth, we don't want to feel like we're on exhibition, but you have demonstrated
Mr.
the seriousness of your
Derleth.
Oh, I am serious. Really, just do your thing. I'll stay out of your way and observe.
Actually, I thought you could assist us. I'm afraid we are a man short. It would provide you with an intimate perspective.
Really? Of course.
We definitely aren't going to sacrifice you to our eldritch gods.
What would I have to do?
Oh, here. Let me show you with a kiss.
What did you...
Oh, Mr. Derleth, you have well pleased Nixie Perka, the dweller in flesh. Your body shall host his 1,000 young, and all shall be glory. Shh, darling, be calm. Shh.
Alvin Derleth learned a harsh lesson. If you go looking for mythology, it may come looking for you. And such quests.
So I guess that's useful because it does introduce Lovecraft to this nonsense.
Surged towards me.
All these games have Lovecraft in them at some point.
Into its depths, tugging at my clothes. I saw the flare the kidnapper had dropped and threw myself towards it just as I felt my feet leave the ground. The darkness embraced me with the force of a tornado. Somehow I managed to light the flare.
Yeah, if nobody else shows up in the next 10 minutes or so, I might just bounce.
The dark waters of the lake far below.
Night Springs.
Ow! Oh, cool. We have a boss fight against a thingy. Ah! I don't know if that's hurting it or not. Yeah, it is hurting it. Cool. Well, that was pretty fun, actually. Points to you, game. That was actually a decent boss fight. Yeah, I think ideally what I should have done, and I'm going to do in the future, is I should have played through this on my own first, so I could have a more informed commentary, because I don't think I have. I don't really have an audience at all yet, so I should probably do stuff that I know that I'm comfortable with. But that was cool. I like that fight. Oh, there's more resources over here. We can get more flares. heard me. Do you know how many thermoses I picked up? The never-ending thermos quest. Picking up all the thermoses off. Alright.
I had never been this glad to see the sunrise. I had a couple of hours to get to the coal mine. The coal mine wasn't far now.
The inspirational music played. I really needed to get to that coal mine. It filled me with joy. You know, coal.
Today, I would meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw.
God, I forgot how to drive.
Little by little, without realizing it, I'd come to believe that the story in the manuscript was coming true.
The driving of this is terrible.
Had taken me deeper and deeper into dark waters. Alice had been taken from me. Barry was probably in jail. I was a fugitive from the FBI. The whole world taken over by the dark presence was trying to destroy me. It all felt real, but it matched a textbook case of insanity.
You know those textbooks and their insanity cases. Yeah, if the game wants me to get out and explore here, I'm not gonna do it. You hear me, game? I'm not playing your game. Although there's actually a manuscript page over there, I think. Or it's just light hitting something. It is literally just light hitting something. Yeah, this does kind of remind me of being up north, which is nice.
This is Pat Main, and you're listening to KBF-FM. Folks, I want to apologize for kind of abandoning you to that looping music track last night, but I was detained.
So I can just steal another car? Cool. Well, if there's more stuff to find there, I'm not going to find it. I am moving on. God, is this ice? I'll do this once. I should probably. Oh, we can listen more of the radio.
Welcome back to KBF-FM. Hope you enjoyed that tune. Now, Doc, you were talking about life and finding that special someone, that soulmate. Well, you were talking about Zack. I was saying I don't buy it. Well, see, to me that's strange because I always pegged you as a...
Right, that's the fish weirdo. I guess they make a lot of covered bridges around here or something.
For Mott, spying on the writer on the ferry had been a disappointment. His boss had made Wake out to be something special, but Mott hadn't been impressed. He'd gotten a good long look at the wife, though, and he liked what he saw.
Ew.
Mott had fantasized about goading Wake into a fight, but it hadn't happened. Still, he'd get his chance to see if the writer had anything in him. He'd been promised as much.
Mott the kidnapper? Or... I don't know. Ah. It does not want you to change the camera angle when you're driving in the car. Oh, that's...
I was early. I was supposed to meet the kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now.
Thank you, Alan. Yeah, I'm not gonna go around reading about the coal mine. Come on, game. You have not earned that level of detail.
With Nightingale gone and the night wind blowing in through the broken studio window, Maine stared at Sarah. The sheriff looked away. Maine's voice shook with barely controlled anger. That boy's doing more drinking than thinking. I hope you know what you're doing, Sarah. He's got a sickness in his eyes. You take my word for it. He wants Wake for a reason, and it's not for anything good.
I think we all know what that means. Line dancing. Okay. We have reached a checkpoint, which I assume means the game should have saved itself. At least we won't have to fight that bird fight again. I think I am going to call it. That was an interesting experiment, but I'm probably going to end Sunday streams just because I don't think there's a reason to do them right now. So if there is a person watching, thank you for watching. If it's just me registering, thank me. And yeah, me back on, I don't know, back Wednesday, I guess. Be seeing you.